here. I've talked to or emailed with many families lately, and a lot of you guys had the same questions. So I created a little slideshow to go through today, hopefully answer some of those questions and put some of the worries at ease, I guess. Um, a lot of work has gone into these by teachers and our team. I've worked with the high school group as well. So we feel like we have a solid plan to come back to school or be in virtual learning if we get dropped back to that situation. Created a little slideshow I'd like to share with you guys. So hopefully this will answer some questions. Alrighty, as you've probably seen in the news, Governor Whitmer has created a My Safe Start plan for Michigan. And in that plan, there's 6 phases, one being that the virus is out of control. 6 is greatly improving and we're getting back to life as we knew it before Corona. The phase that we are in right now is phase 4. The school, what happens in the school will correspond to the phase that our region of Michigan is in. So on the next slide, if you want to pause it and take a look at that plan, there are details about each of the 6 phases. What will phase 3 look like at KES? It will be remote learning. Teachers will be in the building supporting remote learning, but no students in the building. All students will be given textbooks, workbooks, and Chromebooks. Teachers will post pre-recorded video lessons to Google Classroom each day. And for those families that do not have the internet at home, we'll be uploading those videos to a zip drive and getting them to you at the beginning of each week. The reason that we did the pre-recorded instead of live videos is that we know everybody's schedule is a little bit different, and some of you will be able to do school at home during the normal school day. Others will have to wait until after parents are home from work. So hopefully those pre-recorded lessons will work best for everyone. Office hours will be offered during the day and in the evening, one day each week to support student learning. Attendance and grades will be taken. Attendance will look a little bit different than what it normally does if they're in the classroom. The way we will do attendance is participation in the daily assignments. So as the teachers send out the daily assignments, if students participate, they will get credit for being in school that day. Special ed services and social emotional support will both be supported in phase 3. Phase 4 is when we can resume in-person instruction. That's the current phase we are in. So if school started tomorrow, this is what it will be. In-person instruction will be offered 5 days a week. Physical distancing measures taken throughout the building, which we'll go through in the next few slides. Frequent cleaning of commonly touched surfaces like bathrooms, door handles, light switches, things like that. So the cafeteria, what will lunchtime look like in phase 4? We will still use the cafeteria with some adjustments. Students will be seated with their class instead of with their grade like normal, and we'll have them spaced out. Lunches will be brought to the students instead of standing in line to get their food. And the number of students in the cafeteria will be reduced to follow the guidelines. Normally we have 3 grades in the classroom or in the cafeteria at a time with another grade in line. We're going to have that down to 2 grades in the classroom. So there'll be a classroom in each corner of the cafeteria. Recess. Will we still have recess? Absolutely. It will look a little bit different, but we will still have students on the playground. We're going to reduce, again, the number out there. We're very lucky to have the walking trail to use. That helps us out a lot. And I put an example here of what this looks like. If 2 grades are out there, 1 grade is spread out and using the walking trail. And the other grade, one of the classrooms is on half of the playground. The other class is on the other half. At this time in phase 4, we will not be using playground equipment. Those would be considered a frequently touched or a commonly touched surface. And we wouldn't be able to clean those between each class going out there. So we'll provide games and activities that minimize touching common surfaces. ideas that have popped up are bubbles and sidewalk chalk, hopscotch, soccer, things like that. There's a ton of things out there, and we'll have a menu of activities that the kids can do, so recess is still fun. Specials. We will still have specials. Our technology teacher will travel to the classrooms and deliver their instruction there. PE will also still happen outside whenever possible. And when it's raining or we have bad weather, we will have PE in the classroom. Mr. Kiley always does health lessons, so these rainy days will be an opportunity for him to do these health lessons and also mix in some physical activities in the classroom, some stretching, some aerobics, some things like that. So band also be available to students in 5th and 6th grade. Visitors, we will not be able to have visitors at this time. Business can still happen in the office. If something needs to be dropped off during the day, you can do it there. But unfortunately, we'll not be able to have visitors or volunteers moving around the school in phase 4. We do value our volunteers and visitors very much and want to get them back in here as soon as we can. Lockers. We're going to suspend the use of lockers during phase 4. The reason for that is creating a schedule so that only one class is in the hallway at a time would take away a lot of our instruction time, and we know that is very important. Students in grades 5 and 6 will use their backpacks to take their books and Chromebook pencils from class to class. A commonly asked question about this one is what happens in the winter when a lot of our students are wearing coats and snow pants and all those things, boots, to school. If we're still in phase 4, then we will have a locker available for that, so that we're just visiting it in the morning to drop things off and at the end of the day to put our stuff on for to go home. We're asking at this time only to bring essential items to school, like your cold lunch if you choose to have cold lunch, a water bottle, homework folder, and backpacks will be hung on the back of student chairs. I know many of you guys like to bring school supplies and Clorox wipes, Kleenex, stuff like that on the first day of school. That doesn't apply to this. You can still bring those things just on a daily basis, bringing basketballs or frisbees or something to use on the playground. We're going to not do that during phase 4 and only bring those essential items. Face masks, another hot topic. When will they be required during the school day? So for staff members, we will wear them all day, besides when we're eating or when we're working by ourselves. I'm in the library right now. Nobody else is in here, so I don't have mine on, but as soon as I walk out in the hall, that's when I put mine on. All students will wear face masks on buses. All students will wear face masks in the hallways and common areas. Our 6th grade students will wear them also in the classrooms. We'll make sure that these students get outside breaks so that they're not in their face mask for a long period of time. But our requirements say that our 6th grade students do have to wear them. If a student is medically unable to wear a face mask, documentation from your healthcare provider must be turned into the office. And again, these are requirements from the Return to School Roadmap. Another side note on this, we've had some questions about face shields. And at this time, the guidance that we have is that a face shield is not a face mask. So a face shield can be worn in addition to a face mask, but they cannot be worn alone. Class lists and back to school letters. I've had a lot of questions lately about class lists, and the delay on those is our virtual option. We have some students opting to go virtual, so I want to make sure that those students are evenly divided in the class and the students that are in person are evenly divided here. So those people that are going virtual, the due date is Friday. I hope to have those out before Monday the 17th, but at the latest, they'll be posted on the door on the 17th. And obviously, we don't know, as of today, we are in 4, but we don't know where we'll be on the 31st when we're supposed to start school again. So that's the reason that back to school letters are not going to be sent this year. I will probably send a letter closer to school starting with a letter from myself and your teacher's remind information so you can get signed up for that. And supply lists, I'm sending those out today. So some details still being worked on. A list of things that we're still ironing out some details, arrival and departure procedures. We think we have that narrowed down, but I want to kind of walk through that process before presenting that to everyone. And we would like to do an open house or some sort of virtual walkthrough. I need to get some more input on those to see how we might do that best. And phase 5 plan details. Phase 5 will be very similar to phase 4 with a few less precautions. We're still waiting on some guidance to see what all we is required and that we can relax on in phase 5. So those details will be available as soon as possible. I'll let you guys know. So that's what I have as of right now. I'm sure there are other questions, so please feel free to reach out. My email's on the screen. You can call the school. We're kind of in and out of the office, a lot of meetings going on, but if you can catch us there, if not, leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. I hope everyone has had a great summer so far and enjoys these last couple of weeks before we get started with school again. Thanks for watching.